Whew. Well, hello, good people. Oh my goodness, hold on. Think my there, that's a little better. Hello, good people. I need to put some stops on this. There we go. That's better. Oh, camera's crooked. Damn. Hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and I'm not very professional because this is freaking YouTube. I don't work for ESPN, okay? I don't work for Fox Sports. Crazy evening. Just got finished doing a live stream, and during the live stream, found out that Barbara Walters, at age 93, has passed away. It's a long life, and Barbara Walters, wow. So many interviews, so much work that she had done for so long. Rest in peace. I always tell everybody, make sure you tell the ones you love them, because you might not get the chance again. E2 Blue lost his father yesterday, and is looking for donations to help cover the cost for the funeral. His father didn't have insurance and things like that. And if he starts a GoFundMe, I'll put the link and stuff here if you want to help out. We are a global community here, and we like to look out for others. But in all seriousness, life is too short and is so precious. There's so many people that want to spend their time and their efforts and their energies hating other people. And it's sad because you're wasting your time. And time is the most precious commodity in the world. You can't buy it, you can't trade it. Once your time is done, you can't get any more. And you should spend your time wisely. I will say, I've got 50,000 plus subscribers. I am honored and truly blessed. And YouTube has so much information on everything. You can see what countries watch you the most and stuff, I can tell you that I've got people in Puerto Rico that's a lot of watch time in there. I want to say, I can't remember, but there's one country that literally has, on average, 20 minutes of watch time per video. And I'm kind of like, but my videos aren't 20 minutes long, so I'm trying to understand, I guess it's the live streams. And you can see your demographics. I've got about 9% are women that come into my channel. Shout out to all the lovely ladies in the place of the style and the grace. And you look at the age groups, 35 to 45 is my biggest demographic. But it's right there with 45 to 55. And I'm sure if you look at somebody like Skywalker Steel, I'm betting that the 20 to 30 is like the biggest group somewhere in there. I guarantee you. And then probably by the 30s and stuff. We have the old people in here. And I forget that some of the people out there are younger. Now, I don't know how old Philadelphia is, but I'm assuming Philadelphia is probably a teenager or 20-something. Because we got into this discussion because he was talking about the football gods, which are the 77 Dallas Cowboys. We're talking about, guys like Charlie Waters. We're talking about Cliff Harris. We're talking about Randy White. And we're talking about, Drew Pearson and Tony Dorsett, Roger Staubach, Tom Landry. We're talking about Hall of Famers galore. And I said, listen, I'll take those guys right there, over your 2017 Eagles. I said, how many Hall of Famers do you think you will have coming off of that team? Maybe you'll get Fletcher Cox and Lane Johnson. But I know I got a Hall of Fame running back, Tony Dorsett, who had the longest play from scrimmage on that team. 99 yards when the Dallas Cowboys only had 10 players on the field. I've got Roger Staubach, who threw one of the most iconic passes in football history to Drew Pearson, another Hall of Famer right there. The Hail Mary. I had the man that was known as half man, half monster, Randy White there. Harvey Martin. I mean, Cliff Harris, another Hall of Famer. Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris, those two guys as safeties were hell. But see, unfortunately, you young people don't understand. Yeah, granted, the players are bigger today and they're faster. But I tell you, it was different back then. One, it was a free-for-all. The players today that are constantly, receiver goes downfield and he's like, hey, where's my flag? Where's my flag? Or the quarterback who gets touched and gets 15 yards and a first down. Do you honestly believe that Tom Brady would be playing at 45 if he took the shots that Troy Aikman took or that Roger Staubach or any of those guys did? And those guys, it's so different. Because here's the thing I'm going to tell you. This is the difference, okay? For you young kids, come around and let Grandpa Mark tell you about what it used to be like. Because as you're talking about saying the 2017 or the 22 Philadelphia Eagles, I'd take those guys over there. I'm not going to really say that those guys are really Philadelphia Eagles. They're mercenaries. See, that 77 Dallas Cowboys, those guys lived, breathed, bled, fought, and are dying for the Dallas Cowboys. Every single one of those guys, pretty much, to a man on your team, they can get more money from another team, they're gone. It's not about loyalty to the Eagles. How can you honestly say that a guy like A.J. Brown, who was just brought in, okay, or a Ndamukong Suh, that those guys are truly Philadelphia Eagles players? They're mercs. They're mercs. They ain't got no love for the Eagles. They got the love for the green dollar. And that's the difference. Those guys back then, they weren't making millions of dollars and making business decisions on, I'm not putting my nose in there. I'm trying to get me a big contract someplace else. Those guys, they were Cowboys or Eagles or Redskins or Giants. They fought for their teammates and the love of the sport. Those guys, like Ronnie Lott, literally cut my finger off at halftime so I can play. Wrap up my broken leg so I can get back out there. If your whole perception is that the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles are the greatest team of all time, sorry, son. You don't know jack about football. Now, I haven't seen it, but Philly 500, forgive me, I'm tired. I'm a little delusional right now. I'm just kind of like drifting in and out, so forgive me. But people are saying that Philly 500 is scared of the Saints right now, of that game. He's praying that they don't lose that game and it doesn't have to go down to the Giants on Sunday. Is that crazy? You know, I'm old enough to remember where I heard all off season, that the Cowboys were scared of the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Cowboys beat the Eagles. Wasn't pretty on a Thursday night short week game. beat the Tennessee Titans, have a 2-game win streak. Philadelphia Eagles barely beat the Bears, a team we scored 49 on. They scored 25. And followed up with a loss to the Cowboys. If they play like ass, or if they mess around and lose, I want the Eagles to get the Dallas Cowboys treatment, where they literally say it's not good enough. And see, here's what bothers me. These same people that are killing the Cowboys and saying they're not living up to expectations, they're inconsistent, we can't trust them. These are the guys that before the season started said that the Cowboys don't care about winning. They're going to be awful this year. They gave up too many players. They didn't get replacements. They're not like the Rams. The Rams aren't afraid to spend money. They understand who needs draft picks. Go out and get great players. Go out and get a Matthew Stafford, whose career right now is in jeopardy after 1 year of winning the Super Bowl, where they paid a boatload of money for. Go out and get Russell Wilson. Oh, look at the Denver Broncos. The Cowboys, they should have kept Randy Gregory. Those guys that are sitting here telling you that the Dallas Cowboys stink, having won 12 games, and that they're frauds, are the same guys that said they weren't going to do shit. Am I correct on that? And we soak it up. We let them trick our emotions. Listen, this Dallas Cowboys team, with today's rules, are about as close to what football used to be before. You see Micah Parsons, I don't know what happened to his hand, out there with the club. And I know Micah Parsons is hurt more than just the club hand. You can see it. I can look at Michael Gallup, who still has a little gait in his run. I know that guy is not healthy. I can look at Dak Prescott and everybody's like, oh yeah, he's fine running. That dude, he's still recovering from that other issues. But you know what? These guys are playing together like a team. And this is about the closest that I can say a team that we have. We don't have all the hired assassins that are just brought in here so we can win it all. These are guys that they found together that have worked together, with the exception of a T.Y. Hilton and like a Hankins that we picked up in the middle of the season. But these were guys that you see that are the older guys, the DeMarcus Lawrences are working with the younger guys and trying to coach them up and bring them and be part of a team. That, my friends, is football. And for those of you that are still wet behind the ears like Philadelphia, and I know he says, oh, I can't watch that crunch course because it's not in high def. The pixels hurt my eyes. Stop being a little whiny bitch. If you do not know your history, you do not know where you came from. And if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. And I'm going to tell you, son, one of the greatest hits of all time was from one of your Philadelphia Eagles, Chuck Bednarik, known as Concrete Charlie. He hit people like a concrete truck, but that's not why he had his nickname. His nickname was Concrete Charlie because in the offseason, he worked with concrete. You needed your driveway done? You call Concrete Charlie. He'll come over and hook you up. But the hit that he put on Frank Gifford, they literally thought the man was dead on the field. And it was completely legal. Check out those old guys, as you put it. Check them out. You'll get a better understanding and appreciation for football, especially when you see the shape that those guys are in now, because what they did to make this sport what it is. We've got the Commanders game, Tailgate, next week. Tickets, they're still holding tickets until Tuesday. We've got 80 tickets altogether in the same section. If it's after Tuesday, you may not be in the same section because the tickets, of course, are going to go. They're $199. We're in club level, $325. Currently, the long-range forecast is 47 degrees, 47 to 48 degrees as a high temperature. Checking from the mailman, he believes that the Cowboys and the Eagles will be playing at the same time. So that way, the drama is there. So more than likely, a 4 o'clock kickoff, which would be fine with me because then that means we can be tailgating at 1 o'clock when it's nice and all that, and then the game, boom, and then get out of there before it gets too late. So if you go to the community tab, there's a link there in there with the contact information of Jed Pilgrim, who is a Commander's ticket broker, and you just text message him and he will send you an email with the invoice and you pay it. They'll email you the tickets back and stuff on there. And if you have any questions, let me know. We're not charging for the tailgate, but we're asking if you want to donate some money to help cover the food costs and stuff. We're going to have, I've got like one of my propane heaters is right here. We're going to have 3 of those in case it's cold out. We're going to have Jobu wings. We're going to have pulled pork subs. We'll have black and blue burgers and things out there, hot chocolate to make sure that we're all comfy and everything else. We'll have a 65-inch TV so we can watch the pre-games, or if it's a 4 o'clock game, we can watch the early games and have a party together. And with that being said, you know how we always end these. Tell the people you love them. You might not get the chance again. Tomorrow is the last day of 2022. Whew. Wow. Time flies. Make the most of it. And I love you guys as well as you ladies. God willing, I'll be here tomorrow to bring in the new year.